Ali Wolff. Second is Ireland's Paul O'Shea, and the winner needs no introduction, but I'll introduce him anyway. McLAIN WARD winning his, he says 10th, I have 11.
No, it's 11.
Right, yeah.
Who's counting?
Good counting.
Yeah.
How many is it in a row?
In a row, well here it is, I have it right here. So 17, 18, third in a row.
1 year bongo scoop.
So McLAIN, what do you think gave you the edge to win the whole thing?
Obviously my horse. You know, she's one of the best horses in the world. She came back from a pretty major injury last year and was a little rusty in Florida and finished the season well there. And she was able to freshen up a little bit and she felt great here last night. You know, this place also for me is home. You know, I love the people, I love the atmosphere, and you know, it's home field advantage. It gives you a boost, it energizes me, and you know, I love to be at our best here.
And Paul, you went kind of early. Did you think he was going to catch you, or?
Yeah. I think Emerald jumped fantastic. I probably could have done one stride less to the last, but that wouldn't have been enough, you know. That would have just saved half a second, but McLAIN was like way ahead, 1.2, so I would have had to leave out 3 strides to beat him, which wasn't, you know, just, yeah, wasn't going to happen. So, but I guess there's no shame in being beaten by McLAIN in resort, and
good competition.
But I'll be trying the next time. That doesn't mean I won't be trying the next time.
And Ali, what do you think? How did it go out there for you?
I mean, the best it could be for me, really. I think that's probably the best I could have done out in this company. But I'm just delighted to be in the company, so it's enough for me.
Questions?
Ali, what's the intimidation factor of both Devon and McLAIN?
I try not to look at them until I'm in the winner's circle. It's super intimidating, but it actually makes me rise to the occasion as well. So actually they help me a lot.
McLAIN, do you seem to get like a bigger reception every time you come here?
You know, this crowd is incredible, and obviously, you know, I have a long-standing history here, and my first great supporter was also Harry Gill from this neck of the woods. So I actually said to the gentleman in the parking lot who takes care of everything, I said, it seems like yesterday I was 17, you were fixing my flat tire, because I worked for Harry, you know, and time passes quickly. But yeah, you know, I try to block it out a little bit, not be distracted, and but you know, you feel, like I said, the energy. I think it's as good a crowd as anywhere in the world. I think the environment is atmosphere is as good as anywhere in the world, and I'm always proud to do well here, and proud that this event is in our country.
How about when you're just like walking around the grounds? Do people seem to know who you are?
Yeah, I hide a little bit. If you want to find me, it's normally behind the jump pile or behind the barn, and you know, I'm actually a little bit quiet in my nature, actually, other than my public persona. So yeah, I'll duck and cover a little.
And Paul, what about you? What are your thoughts on Devon and the atmosphere here and doing so well?
Yes, it's fantastic. It's a fantastic show, and the atmosphere is definitely very unusual. There's definitely no other place like it, and it's just a pleasure to ride here, you know.
No place like it, even the RDS?
Well, no, I have the RDS something very, very special, you know. But it's a fantastic show.
McLAIN, another question. Like, since you're not really an underdog when you come in here, so that first round really has nothing to do with like style or even speed. It's just about, you know, clearing the jumps. Is there any added pressure because you're not an underdog?
Yeah, I think there always is. You know, I say a lot of times, in particular when I talk to other riders and try to mentor and help some of them, you know, it doesn't get easier. You know, you get to a point in your career where you either win or you're a bit disappointed and your team's a bit disappointed. And, you know, that's a difficult situation and something that, you know, we work really hard to master and handle. Sometimes I do it better than other times. And funny enough, I was thinking today, I was kind of moaning to my wife that I was feeling a bit old lately. And I remember this story of this guy that I met at this lake near our house, and he jumps off this big rock every year, and he's about my age, and he says he comes back every year because he did it as a kid, and it makes him make sure he's not old yet. And I said, well, I got to keep winning this Grand Prix so I don't feel old yet. So, you know, yeah, you deal with that, but that's sport, and you have younger people like Ali who are dealing, you know, with you know, new experiences and fighting for their chance and their opportunity, and you know, everybody has their battle to fight, and you know, that's what's beautiful about sport, you know.
So you were 17 when you first won it?
No, no, that was the other girl. No, I was in my 20s.
What is it like sort of bringing Annie back, since you know she kind of had a big reputation after the World Cup final and everything, and you said like she had like sort of a slow start in Florida. What was it? What was that pressure like, and how did you kind of get her to sort of come back to what she was?
A great team of people behind me. I mean, our team is well documented and known. It's the same group of people I started riding with, and brilliant veterinarians and blacksmiths and everybody doing their part. I mean, to be honest, those are the people that actually do the work, not me. You know, what I do is the final product, and for sure I manage the idea and the program. But you know, you always got to believe. You got to believe a horse is going to come back, and it's like any athlete coming back from an injury. And you know, with a horse like Azure, there's always more expectation, and people expect the same results. And you know, we keep working at it and keep trying to figure out the solution. And you know, I think she's back at top form.
Did you feel like she came back today, or maybe when at WEF? Like when did she feel like she was really?
Yeah, I thought at WEF she performed beautiful. We had an early rail in Miami, and then I tried to be the fastest 4, which cost us another rail, and ended up pulling up. So that was probably not a great barometer, because sometimes you're forced to do something you wouldn't normally. And I thought she's actually, if anything, the little break made her stronger. You know, a lot of times when you bring a horse back and then you give them a little rest, you know, they kind of digest everything and come back.
How did you feel about the atmosphere here, since there was such a big crowd? I know can she be a little sensitive to that?
Yeah, I mean, she's not so much the atmosphere. She's very hot, and you know, that's something we're always a little bit trying to handle. I mean, you have to manage her energy level a lot.
Can you all just talk about the course, the first round, and then the jump off, just a little bit of that?
I thought it was a perfect course. 8 clears, was it? 8 clears? 9 clears, and it was very fair. Time it out was actually very fair, and I don't think anyone had a bad experience really. So I think did a great job with it.
I would also agree. I was actually a little surprised how many clears there were, because I thought it walked quite difficult. The triple ended up actually jumping a bit better than I expected, and I thought the B would cause more problems, but you know, I think it's also great to have a decent sized jump off for this crowd. It's exciting.
Yeah, I agree. I was a little bit surprised about the number, just because last year I remember it being so difficult. I think there were only 4 clean. That being said, he's a great course designer. I think he did a great job this year. I thought it was tricky enough. A lot of horses kind of stared through some of the fences, especially with the crowd being right on the railing. You know, the focus was a little tricky at times, and I think that's where it caught a few people, but he did a great job, and it was a super exciting jump off, and I think the crowd loved it.
Allie, what is it like having Casas, since you've had him for so long, right? Like forever.
7 years.
Yeah. So what is it kind of like having that, you know, that horse that's always sort of there and you've been able to really grow with?
I mean, it's been amazing. This is probably a redundant story, but I bought him to be a sales horse. It was my first kind of start of my business, but that clearly did not pan out. So he's just been a great partner. Kind of grew into his own, and then grew a little bit further than that. Because I think right now we're really on the same wavelength. So I mean, I ask the most ridiculous things of him, and he just does it no problem. So in that aspect, I can trust him and count on him 100%. He's a little bit spooky in the first round and stared through a little bit of the fences, but literally I squeezed my leg and he focused and there he is, and I trusted that he was going to be there. So with that type of trusted partnership, it's amazing.
I'm jumping in the meter 20 in Socrates tomorrow morning, 8 a.m.
No.
Yeah, looking forward to it. I have a nice 7-year-old son. Yeah. We'll drive there now and looking forward to that.
He's joking, right?
Check my start order. Sorry?
Sure.
Excuse me?
You're going to Socrates?
No, yeah.
Okay.
Wow. Okay, McLAIN. I don't know how you could top that, but
I'm going to just play tennis in the morning with my friend Seth down the road here. And my 2 students are showing tomorrow, and my wife and daughter are coming down, and I'm going to try to avoid Sesame Place. Gonna try to avoid it.
What is it? What is that?
That's the theme park for the kids. So I think she's dead set on it, but I'm gonna try to get out of it.
I'll see you at the Ferris wheel tomorrow.
I hope that's enough.
I feel like I need an activity now. I have no idea. I guess a day off tomorrow,
And then
and then Upperville next week.
Are you doing Upperville, McLAIN?
I am, yeah. I think, you know, both Devon and Upperville have made great efforts in our country to really bring these shows back up to a top international level, and I think it's important that the best riders we have support them, so that they continue to grow into you know, really top-notch sporting events. So
And you said you're working with students tomorrow on the amateur under jumper?
I have Lily and Adrian. I was a little bit of work tonight. We went 6th, 12th, and 14th. It was a bit of a juggling. But, you know, they're brilliant. They have brilliant teams, and it takes a lot of mental energy to kind of see their problems and your own, but they really step up, and they both had actually beautiful rounds tonight.
When are you gonna do Devon lead line?
She's actually out of lead line. We're doing walk, trot, cross trail already. So we have moved on. So you can't beat the main line. Who you kidding? I know the politics around here. I'm from New York. You don't win Devon lead line from New York.
When's she going to do the Grand Prix of Devon?
That will come. That will come. It was actually, we were in Rome last year. We were walking the show. It was one of our favorite shows. And I said to my wife, I said, you know, maybe one day we'll bring Lily here. And Lauren said, yeah, that would be great to, you know, see Rome. It's such a beautiful place. And I said, no, just show. And she walks a few more steps and she goes, well, that's going to be stressful, isn't it?
anything else? Okay, thank you very much. Do you want to take a photo?